Okay, Tuesday, 11th of March, 2025. So Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Travel Tuesday. Travel Tuesday, explore. Story time. My first trip to Mexico, February 2020. Now, over the years before that, 17, 18, 19, there was an interesting blog that I used to follow a lot. Less so nowadays for reasons. Not at all really these days. And they had this annual event in February in Acapulco. So I decided to go to it. After watching and hearing about it many, many times, I decided to go for it, to go to Acapulco, Pacific Coast, Mexico, other side of the world from England. Fair enough. And while I was there in Mexico, I also spent 3 weeks in February in Mexico. The first week was in Cancun. Very nice. And a few places nearby, Valladolid and Cancun and all the rest. Second week was Acapulco. Going to the event. Airport, event, coast, etc. The third week was in Mérida, Yucatan, just west of Cancun. Nice. So 3 different states as well. Quintana Roo, Guerrero, and Yucatan state. Or Yucatan state. So nice. So I had a definitive goal when I was there to check out the country as much as possible, really. The culture, the places, the people. My first time in Mexico, and also my first time in the American continent in a long time, because the first time truly was in 2003 when I went to New York City, and then again in 2006 was Boston, and then 2007 was both New York City and Washington DC. I remember spending my 14th birthday in Washington DC. Very nice. But that was the first time in over 13 years or so at the time in the continent. Very nice, very nice. And one thing I noticed straight away is as soon as I got out of the aeroplane in Cancun, the sky was blue. Now, very mundane and very axiomatic observation. The sky is blue, yeah, exactly. I subtly noticed that no matter where we are in the world, the fundamentals are the same. 24 hours in the day, need to eat, need to sleep, need to drink, you name it. Fundamentally, it's the same. There's people here, they have hopes, dreams, fears, you name it. Need to communicate, you name it. It's the same. Interesting little anthropological breakthrough by stepping outside. Nice. And Cancun, Acapulco, and Merida, 3 complete different places. Cancun, nice little place, very little touristy, especially on the coast and the east side of the lagoon. But further west into the city you go, more Mexican it becomes. Less touristy whatsoever. Very nice, normal. Merida has a nice reputation of being a very good city, or the best city in Mexico with regards to low crime rate, and apparently it's where all the gangsters or the criminals tend to wind up and retire. So there's an implicit truce between them, not messing with the families there. But the rest of the country is open for business. But Merida, no one messes with the families there, which is interesting. And it was quite peaceful there. I remember crossing the road and there was a diligent policeman who jumped in front and, stopped the cars, whatever, so I could cross. Obviously, I was a tourist, so they really went for it. And Acapulco was nice. I remember the military presence there as well. Jeeps with troops, about 4 or 6 soldiers on it, quite consistently on the main road, here and there. And I remember there's a nice tunnel, a private tunnel that goes straight through the big cliff. Otherwise, you could go all the way around over the cliff here to get to the main bay. Yes. And I remember going to the event in the Diamond Princess Hotel. I think it was Diamante. Well, Diamond. The main big hotel, or one of the big ones on the coast, not too far from the airport, because there's a very, very nice long road that stretches from the airport straight along the coast, then through the big tunnel or up the cliff into the bay. And that's a good 3-4 or so kilometre long road, something like that, quite intense. And you can go quite a speed down there, apart from traffic lights. And near the airport, there's the federal police as well. Also, apparently, there's crocodiles there as well, lagoons. And whether there's a lagoon, even in Cancun, apparently there's crocodiles. I didn't see any, but okay. So it's a completely different world over there. There's much more culture, much hotter, stereotypically. And it's just a beautiful place and a beautiful part of the world to be in. And Acapulco has that reputation of being quite dangerous, yeah. Wandering in some of the streets in the main area, but didn't want to go too far, didn't know it very well in general. I also remember, yeah, it was 2020, no doubt, every day there are people who go diving into the water. And they were there as well, like clockwork, in the evening, diving. Well, of course, you do it many times. You get to know where the deep part. It's like a shallow little canyon bit kind of area here with a viewing platform and the hill, cliff here, and they dive at different heights. And they obviously know exactly where to dive into, where the deep water is. So, of course, you know the area quite well. It's not going to change at all in general on a day-to-day basis. So, yeah, quite consistent. So, quite nice. I remember also being in Merida, and there was this very nice outdoor market, one of the main squares. And that's when I first saw, kind of, as well as in Acapulco and Cancun, in Mercado 23. That part of the world, they have these, Latin America mainly, have these nice shirts, these guiabaras, very nice, elegant shirts, and there's different kinds, executive, presidential, director, things like that, different layouts and shapes, and for different occasions, different colours for different occasions as well, black for funerals and whites for weddings, things like that, and some with asymmetrical floral designs here, nice, short sleeve, long sleeve, little pockets sometimes here, nice little pockets down here for putting things in, very spacious pockets, quite nice, linen, quite often linen. So very nice pieces of clothes, very, very nice. And when I was in Ecuador as well, I got one, or I'm sure I did, got one, or no, El Salvador, yeah. So very nice pieces of clothing, very unique. You don't see those kind of things here at all, or in Europe at all. It's very, very unique, very nice little things to wear, very beautiful, they stand out. And those, got one or two of those there from the Merida, $20, I guess, $25. It's immaterial, but it's unique. It's very valuable. That price is what you pay for that, really. The price, especially now, got through amortization. I did a video about that as well. Amortization and price what you pay. I'm pretty sure I did a video about that as well. That price has been long paid for, but I'm still benefiting from it. So that's just a beautiful little investment, too much of a technical, clinical word, but it's a nice little thing to have, a nice little possession. And it's just nice, this nice little beautiful craftsmanship, very unique, in Merida and Cancun. And it's just a nice little corner of the world to be in. Generally cheap, easy to get around, combis, yeah, and Uber. I didn't really use Uber, not at all back then, but there's always a thing with taxis, got to be a bit careful with them. Okay, fair enough. And combis, a bit more public, so problems there as well, but yeah. And I also realised that it's a very, very decentralized society. I also went to Isla Mujeres off the coast of Cancun as well. But it's a very decentralized society, a very decentralized world. It's handshakes, it's who you know, it's a gentleman's agreement. It's who you know as well as what you know. It's having the connections, it's that. Less bureaucracy, but more down-to-earth negotiations, communications, interpersonal skills are very vital. Yeah. And language skills, of course. Always language skills, very vital, no matter where you are in the world. Can you speak the language? Yes. The better you can speak the language, well, the more you can speak, the better you can speak it, the better the experience. That's universal, really. So yes, it was nice being there. It was nice to see that part of the world for the first time, February 2020. Timed it just right as well. Timed it just right. 3 weeks there, no real issues. In and out, amazing. And nice flight, 10 or so, I can't remember really, 6, 7, 8 hours plus, something like that. Pretty nice, very manageable, yeah. So it was a nice part of the world to be in, and nice to actually be there and to see it and to experience it. Because it's nice to see it for myself, my own eye. I remember also going to Chichen Itza and the, Sonatos? What are they called again? There's this nice little craters, natural form craters with swimming pools inside them. Senatus, something like that. I forgot the names exactly. But yes. So it's nice to actually be in that part of the world and see it with my own eyes, as opposed to hear about it, read about it, whatever else. And the event in Acapulco was nice to have gone to it as well, to actually see it, as opposed to hear about it, whatever else. But yes, yeah. Otherwise, Adrian's Daily Vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.